Hello everyone, I am here with a long-awaited countdown. Today I'll go over my top 16 favorite Mario Kart 64 tracks. This list was pretty difficult since most of the tracks were really great. Keep in mind that this is my opinion, not everybody's. Also, I will rate these tracks by their design, details, difficulty, and music. So with all of that being said, let's get started with this list. Let's start off this list with one of the worst Mario Kart tracks of all time. Actually, it's the worst Mario Kart track. Sherbet Land is a huge, shocking disappointment. Mario Kart tracks are supposed to be filled with excitement and thrill, but for this track, there's none of that at all. The big con about this track is the ice gimmick. It really messes you up a lot. Not only that, but the track is very tight, it's easy to fall into the water, and the penguins are so annoying. Speaking of falling into the water, it takes Lakitu a long time to pick you up out of the water, and you have to wait for yourself to unfreeze for like 1 second. The music doesn't fit in at all most of the time. Overall, Sherbet Land is the worst Mario Kart track ever made, guaranteed. Next up is a track that's pretty similar to Sherbet Land, Frappe Snowland. This track has the same exact cons as Sherbet Land, except that the penguins are snowmen and you don't fall off the track that often. Other than that, I don't really want to repeat everything I said before again. Now it's time for a boring track, Luigi Raceway. This track, I don't really have much to say about it. It's just a deformed figure 8 with a tunnel and a hot air balloon. Yeah, that's it. The only thing good about this track is the atmosphere, since it feels like a real racetrack. The music is also kind of basic, since it fits in with the real racetrack feel. Other than that, Luigi Raceway is pretty boring. Yep. Here's another boring, but kind of fun, track. Moo Moo Farm. This track can be a bit bland when it comes to color, and the track design can be a bit basic as it can get. But with all the hills and slopes, it can be a little fun, and it can almost be like a small dirt bike track, and it feels like I'm playing Excitebike 64 again. The farm setting is understandable and obvious since it has Moo Moo and Farm in the name. Coincidentally, there is a location in a Pokemon game called Moo Moo Farm. Okay, I'm getting off topic here. I'm sorry. The music fits in since it has that farm feeling. Overall, Moo Moo Farm is okay. This is another kind of bland but still a bit fun track. Wario Raceway. The main reason why I call this track bland is because the only color used in this track is pink. Just pink. Nothing else. But the fun part about this track is the big jump halfway through the track. Funny enough, Peach's castle is nearby when you jump off the ramp, and you can legitimately drive around the front of the castle. And it's just fun doing that. A lot. The music it doesn't really fit that much in terms of the theme of the track, so there's a slight con about that. Overall, this track is pretty okay. Time for a track that has been acclaimed by many Mario Kart fans, Koopa Troopa Beach. This track radiates a relaxing atmosphere, and it feels like it's summer 24/7 on the track. Well, that's a bit obvious since it's a beach, and yeah, you kinda get the point, right? The main reason why some people like the track is because of the shortcut, where you can jump off a ramp and go into a hidden cave and go right through a waterfall to the other side. And it can be for good use sometimes. The music kind of fits in, it doesn't completely fit in at times. Overall, this track is pretty good. Yep. There are many desert tracks in Mario Kart, some good, some bad. but Kalimari Desert is a mix between the two. This desert track has a nice atmosphere, and I feel like I'm in a cowboy movie, riding towards the horizon in a never-ending desert. But the one thing that's not letting Kalimari Desert go higher in the list is the train. The train is a bit annoying, but I understand it's to make up for some of the emptiness of the track. The problem with the train is that it blocks the road, twice. You can't really avoid it unless you stop before it hits you, or if you have a boo item, then you could go through it. The music fits with the track well. Overall, this track is great. Good. Yep. Time for the old classics. DK's Jungle Parkway. This track almost completely feels like you're driving in a jungle. Well, that kinda sounds obvious because it has the word jungle in the name. The thing I like the most on this track is the jump over the river, which is happening right now. Speaking of which, there's a steamboat roaming in the river, and I think Nintendo added it to get rid of the emptiness. Also, this track has plenty of turns to get rid of some of the emptiness even more. Near the end of the track, there is a bridge that leads to a cave, and leaving a banana on the bridge will get a CPU or other player likely to slip on it. The cave right here is actually kinda highly detailed. Wow, okay. The music isn't the best, but it kinda fits. DK's Jungle Parkway is pretty much a memorable track, and it's a good track. Yeah. Time for another old classic, Wario Raceway. This track isn't really that boring and bland, but it's fun at the same time. I also like how this track is themed after Mario. After all, it is called Wario Raceway. Also, there are multiple signs that are themed after Mario. I also like that you can drive through a pipe. Oh my god, I cannot talk today. I need to pay attention more to my scripts. Oh god. Anyways, the music is fitting, even for this track. I didn't really have that much to say about this track, but overall, this track is good. Ghost tracks are one of the pinnacles of Mario Kart games. Banshee Boardwalk is no exception. This track has been known to be one of the hardest Mario Kart tracks by fans, and I can agree with that. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about how fun it is. Banshee Boardwalk takes place on, obviously, a boardwalk. Not only that, but some areas of the boardwalk are broken off or cracked off, adding to the challenge to try to not fall off the track. Also, there is a house here or something near the end with bats that can be released and they can hit you, and it's kinda cool and challenging to avoid them. The music is very eerie and it fits really well with the theme of the track, and it's probably one of the best themes to a Mario Kart track. Overall, this track is really good. Okay, you might be angry at me for putting Toad's Turnpike at number 6, but that's because it deserves it. This track has one of the best challenges of any Mario Kart track. The theme here is that you're driving on a busy highway or turnpike or road or whatever. I don't really get why Toad is involved in this, but anyways. This track is complete hell since vehicles are going fast. They can often switch lanes, and it can be easy to hit one if you're not careful. And you know what? This track is even more hell on mirror mode because oh my god. The vehicles just go right towards you, but I'm not even gonna go there. I absolutely hated the remake of this track in Mario Kart 8 since the spirit was ruined, the vehicles are slower, and the track is wider, making the track lose its challenge. But anyways, that's off topic. The music on this track fits really well, and this track is pretty great. This Bowser's Castle is a pretty good addition into the collection of Bowser's Castle tracks. The track radiates a very eerie ambiance, and I can feel it when I play on this track. Also, this track has tons of thwomps. They're scattered at pretty much every location in the track, except near the end. The track is a little bit narrow at some places, even the bridge with lava under it. The music is also very eerie, and it makes the track have more levels of eerie than I could even imagine. Honestly, this Bowser's Castle really shows out the image of Bowser very well. Other than that, this track is a great track. Time for another critically acclaimed track, Yoshi Valley. The main reason why this track is acclaimed by fans is because of the many paths to take. There are so many paths and options that I can't even keep count on how many there are. The theme of this track fits in really well. Near the end of the track, there is a U-turn, and after that is a gigantic Yoshi egg. Okay, now I can see how this track is based off of Yoshi. Also, this is the first track that uses question marks for rankings because the Nintendo 64 was not powerful enough to rank everyone because there were so many paths and everyone was like scattered around the map. So yeah, the music fits in really well. Overall, this track is a really great track and it's one of the best in the entire franchise. Here is another critically acclaimed track, Wario Stadium. Now this track is a pretty fun track, I must say. I'm even surprised that this track wasn't even remade yet. Actually, it's the only track in Mario Kart 64 that hasn't even been remade. Anyways, this track is like a dirt bike track, or a monster truck arena of some sort. And there is a variety of bumps, hills, turns, and more. Near the end, there is a huge jump you have to make in order to get to another side, and a mess up will make you lose a bunch of ranks. I also like how Wario's face is plastered everywhere on the stadium walls. It brings out the theme even more. The music fits in with the track well. Wario Stadium will be known for its amazing features for years to come. Choco Mountain is known to be one of the most creative tracks in Mario Kart games. So basically, what this track is that it's a track made entirely out of chocolate. I think. But what's fun about it is that the track is in a canyon at some parts, and I kind of like it like that. Also, near the end at the 270-degree turn, you have to dodge chocolate boulders or you're going to have a higher chance of falling in the water. The track is a bit narrow and empty at some points, but the bumps and hills make up for that. The music is also really fitting for the theme of the track, and it's actually kind of catchy at some times. Now let's get to the pretty obvious number one. I bet you aren't expecting this. Rainbow Road. This track is really amazing for a Rainbow Road. It's beautiful, fun, and relaxing to race on. Some Mario Kart fans tend to hate on this track because it's long and boring. But just the atmosphere and the music of the track just make up for the length of the race, and I love it. Speaking of the music, it's one of the best Mario Kart themes ever composed because it sounds very adventurous. To make up for the emptiness, there is a gigantic star inside a 360-degree turn and chain chomps on the track. Rainbow Road is honestly one of the best Mario Kart tracks ever made and is definitely underrated. That's all for this list. What are your top 16 Mario Kart 64 tracks? Leave a comment and share. Like this video if you enjoyed, and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more. I'm Weir, signing off.